Mankind is facing an explosive crisis involving climate change. I think the summer, which just passed away in 2023 in the northern hemisphere, has been the hottest summer ever recorded. And we see all kinds of very abnormal weather conditions, climate conditions in many parts of the world. And therefore, all countries in the world need to be fully mobilized to do the right thing, to cut down on emission, achieving a zero emission as soon as possible. In this regard, I think China is doing the right thing. China by now is the biggest country in terms of the production, R&D, and the deployment of solar power and wind power. Meaning, China is the leading country in terms of sustainable development in employing and deploying new and renewable energy. Secondly, China has become the most important country in R&D and production of electric vehicle. Thirdly, China is supporting all the other countries, especially in the developing world, in terms of sharing technologies about new and renewable sources of energy, and also disseminating the knowledge and know-how about solar power and wind power. On the other hand, China has been working very closely with the United States in coming up with common understanding of the urgent task of mitigating the impact of climate change. Now, it is truly a shame that many Western developed countries are walking back on their promises of contributing large sums of money to the developing countries in sharing technologies, sharing know-how, and coming up with joint action plans to mitigate the impact of climate change. Now, we know for sure that the developed countries have been contributing a lot to the overall emission impact in the world, because most of the developing countries have barely started their industrialization, and their manufacturing is really minimum and negligible in a sense. For the developed countries, because historically speaking, they have been polluting much more than the developing countries, they should do more to mitigate the climate change impact in the first place. Then they should also share resources, wealth, technologies with the developing countries. The fact that they are not doing what they have already promised, and few countries, if any, has really come up with concrete amounts of money that they have promised to help the developing countries, is a shame. So I hope the Western countries will really do the right thing rather than talking about empty talks of promises, and really work closely with the developing countries, because eventually we only have one common climate environment. And no country should expect to hide behind national walls or boundaries to protect themselves